Well, good evening, everyone. My name is Diane Dulce. I am the Director of Communications and Marketing here at the Graduate College. And it is my pleasure to welcome you to our 11th annual Rebel Grad Slam 3-minute thesis competition. The 3-minute thesis competition, or like we like to say, 3MT competition, was developed at the University of Queensland in Australia in 2008, and it spread to other universities in Australia and New Zealand in 2009 and 2010. And by 2011, the 3MT competition phenomena had spread around the globe. And now more than 600 universities from more than 65 countries hold these competition. And of course, UNLV joined in 2014, and we held our first 3MT, the Rebel Grad Slam. So this year is our 11th annual research rumble, and we are so excited that you joined us for this competition. And the 3MT is a fantastic opportunity for students to learn how to convey who they are, what they study, why they study it, and how they study it, what they've found or expect to find, and why it matters to an audience of folks who are mostly outside their fields. It is an opportunity to build public speaking and communication skills and to really polish one's elevator speech, describing what they study as graduate students. It's worth noting that our presenters today come from all over campus and from a wide range of disciplines. Some are first year students, some are in their final year, some are master's students, others advanced doctoral candidate. It is a diverse pool of over 90 graduate students competing this week. So today we have a group of UNLV graduate students who have been randomly assigned to compete in the preliminary session, and each will present their research in 3 minutes or less using one slide and no props. I just wanted to repeat that one more time. 3 minutes or less using one slide and no props. And we will introduce each student and then start the timer. If a student goes over 3 minutes, they will be eliminated from the competition. And the slammers are encouraged to pace themselves and use their 3 minutes without going over. We know it's not easy, but that's what the 3MT is all about. So to our slammers, please make sure to keep your mic on mute and your video off when other competitors are presenting. Only turn on your mic and video when you are presenting, and I will call on you when it's your turn. Please be sure to stay for the entire session, even after you are done presenting. And if you have any questions, please type them in the chat in between presenters. And please use the chat only in between the presenters so that we are not distracting someone when they are presenting. You may sit or you may stand while you are presenting, whatever is the most comfortable to you. You only have 2 minutes and 59 seconds and one chance to compete. And after I introduce you, our Zoom host will advance you to your presentation slide. You may then begin your presentation. Once you begin speaking, the moment you say a word, we will start the timer and you will not be able to restart your presentation unless something beyond your control were to happen. You will be able to see the Zoom timer at the top of your screen once you start talking. Please don't stop unless we stop you. And don't worry if something happened with your Wi-Fi or with your computer in general. We'll wait for a minute for you and then we'll go to the next presenter. And you can redo your presentation at the end when all of the presenters are done. And remember that you may not read your presentation or use any note on your screen or in front of you. Now let's turn our attention to the scoring for this research rumble. The judges will be assessing the competitors based on metrics which total 24 possible points in major areas: comprehension, content, engagement, and communication. Each judge will independently score each competitor. Judges will not penalize competitors for unforeseen disruptions that are beyond the slammer's control. At the end of the presentation, we will tally the judges' combined score for each presenter and announce the winners right here live. And the top three in the session will advance to the semifinals. And would like to note that this round of the competition is happening here on Zoom, and it will also be live on the Graduate College YouTube channel. And to give you a sense of this year's competition, over 90 students are competing in this round, and around 36 will move to the semifinals, and only about 9 will advance to the finals on Friday, November 8th at 4 p.m. Quick shout out, you are all invited to come to that. And without further ado, I would love to introduce our judges for the 3MT Research Rumble for today. We have a very great set of judges here for today's session. Judges, when I say your name, please feel free to turn on your camera so that you can wave a quick hello when I say your name. So for this afternoon, and my apologies in advance in case I say any name wrong. My apologies in advance in case I butcher any name. I'll try my best not to, but I apologize in advance. So for this afternoon, we have Ashley Blackwell. Hi, Ashley. Thank you for being here. We have David Shoes. Hi, David. Thank you for being here and for being a judge. We have Lauren Gatto. Hi, Lauren. Thank you for being here. We have Bhagwan Singh Kanka. I am so sorry. I know I'm probably saying this wrong. Hi, thank you for being here. We also have Sam Inayat. Hi, thank you for being here. And last but not least, we have Ted Weissman. Thank you so much for being here and for being our judges. We could not have done this without you. So thank you again. And now we are ready to begin with our competition. And our first participant for this afternoon session is Melissa Dominguez. Melissa, you may now turn on your camera and your mic, and the floor is all yours.
Wonderful. Hello, my name is Melissa Dominguez, and my research focuses on enhancing classroom engagement through culturally responsive positive behavior supports. So what does that mean? That's kind of a buzzword right now in the education field is PBS. We need to increase positive behavior. We need to increase positive behavior supports. But we're not looking at the background. We're not looking at how it's culturally relevant to our students. And just like our presenter noted, we're a multicultural society. We are a global society right now. So if we take just Western style behavior supports, and even though they're positive behavior supports, they're still Western styled, right? So people that come in from other cultures are seen as negative behaviors, right? So even though they're not exhibiting a negative behavior, we are assuming that it's a negative behavior because of the context that what we have. So my research focuses on how we can utilize those preconceived ideas within our Western culture, right? And understand that we need to make it culturally responsive and still a positive behavior support. So how do we do this? So what I've been studying right now is my own classroom and how it would relate to a wider field. Like even if we're beyond education, even if we're just talking about our communities and stuff, like how would we have engagement and how would it impact the behaviors around us, right? How do we do that in our classrooms? And then we can grow from there. So my research driving question is how can culturally responsive PBS strategies, so I will keep talking about PBS, but it's positive behavior support strategies. How is that going to improve student engagement and reduce the disruptive behaviors that we see in our classrooms today? And why does this matter, right? So our traditional behavior support systems apply a one-size-fits-all when that's not working. The research shows us that behavior and engagement are deeply influenced by our culture backgrounds. So we need to start looking at that and investigate how we can create a relevant and significant behavior support for our students. I am using a data-driven approach by tracking behaviors not only of students, but of the teachers themselves, so that we can see what our backgrounds are, our cultural background is, in order to encourage each student in how they respond to our teaching behavior. So I track not only the students' behavior and engagement, but also the teachers' behaviors and engagement in order to get a rounded model and to see, like, as we track this behavior, as we track behavioral problems and engagement levels over time, we can see which of these culturally adapted interventions are actually the most effective ones, right? So the data allows us to refine the methods and of this culturally responsive PBS, and just gives a classroom of harmony. Sorry, I'm so nervous. I went too quick. I want to thank you for listening to my spiel and giving me this opportunity to present my research.
Thank you so much, Melissa. Thank you. And now we are going to be giving 1 minute to the judges so that they can go ahead and tally those scores, and then we will move to the next person.
Can somebody send me the link?
The link to judge?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes, I will drop it in the chat.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. And now we are going to our second presenter, Andrea Rangelova. Andrea, the floor is all yours.
Hello, everybody. My name is Andrea, and I'm going to talk about environmental sustainability issues in the nonprofit sector. The nonprofit sector has long been addressing environmental challenges, and it faces its own sustainability issues. There's financial, environmental, operation, no sustain, and obviously sustainability issues. Today, I will explain you more about my research about the environmental sustainability issues in the nonprofit sector and about the recent research that I've done. So, the nonprofits are very important for promoting the environmental sustainability. They currently struggle to maintaining the sustainable operations. Understanding these challenges and potential solutions can help us to improve in the long term our environment and society. The role of nonprofits and the sustainability are they're promoting different causes such as climate action, waste reduction, and environmental justice. As well as there are a couple of challenges. Many nonprofits operate with limited resources, making it very difficult to adopt green technologies or sustainable practices. As well as there's some operational limitations. Nonprofits often struggle with balancing mission-driven goals with the cost of sustainable operations. Furthermore, there's an issue with the nonprofit sector that they're not sustainable always into every organizational mission. Furthermore, the importance of addressing the environmental sustainability issues is that the nonprofits can continue to deliver their environmental impact without compromising long-term viability, as well as the nonprofits need to adopt new business models that prioritize environmental sustainability by also generating sufficient revenue. For example, there are some partnerships with businesses and government agencies to fund green initiatives. A collaboration across sectors can enhance the impact of environmental initiatives. Work with private companies, government agencies, and other nonprofits that share similar resources and knowledge can be really helpful to address those challenges between the environmental nonprofit organizations and the private energy firms. Nonprofits can improve their transparency and accountability by adopting sustainable reporting practices, such as ESG. ESG stands for environmental social governance, and those practices are really important to address the environmental challenges and environmental issues that are important for the sustainability reporting with the stakeholders and the general public. Technology plays a really important part of us in the sustainability in the nonprofit sector, from digital platforms that they track the environmental data to social media campaigns that mobilize the public support can be a game changer for the nonprofit organization's influence. Environmental nonprofits can increase their social media platforms awareness and create a change that influences the general public towards sustainability. Lastly, the education of the general public and the stakeholders about the environmental sustainability issue practices is a really important strategy for the nonprofits. to gain the trust of the general public and to create the sustainable efforts that everybody needs to understand as a society. The strategies can be as a business model for innovation, collaboration, sustainability reporting, and effective use of technology to help the nonprofits to overcome the challenges. The nonprofit sustainability report should be a priority in the near future. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much, Andrea, for this presentation. We are going to give the judges 1 minute and then we will move on to the next one. Thank you so much for that. We are going to be moving to our next speaker. Just a quick reminder for our remaining speakers. The timer is 3 minutes and it will be on the screen so that you are able to see the timer. And our next speaker is Grace Adu Buabeng. Grace, the floor is all yours.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to express my sincere concern or advocacy to you. Food insecurity simply means being insecure about how to eat or putting food on your table. And as individuals, when you feel insecure about something, how do you feel? Imagine yourself being insecure about something. It's the same way mothers out there in Southern Nevada, most of them feel insecure about food. Imagine yourself having a baby and being or working as an informal worker. Let's say someone working as McDonald's as an attendant. You are fortunate to be at UNLV, having lactation environment, having different benefits as a worker, but those with informal work are struggling to put food on their table, even thinking about how to even feed their babies. The struggles of life, thinking about stress, moving up and down, affect their mental health, being anxiety, and all that. So this topic, I urge you not to treat this topic as a research topic, but as a groundwork to help flourish people, to put food on their table in the future. And using the social ecological model shows how different situations or different levels influence our mothers who feel insecure about food. And it shows that their interpersonal relationship, their environment, policy, and their workplaces plays role in their or plays role in food insecurity or what makes them or sorry plays role in getting food. And it's the same like having or putting up a foundation. If your foundation is not solid, the building can collapse. It's the same way if you are in a household and you don't even know about what to eat, your household becomes scattered. You all become malnourished. And thinking about the babies, their future, their cognitive behavior when they grow up. And most families in Southern Nevada go through this. And this topic or this research is going to create interventions to help create or to help is going to help create interventions to assist these mothers to get some food on their table. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And now we are going to be giving the judges 1 minute to tally the votes. Okay, thank you so much. And now we are going to be moving on to this speaker. So this speaker is not present today. So for our judges, you can go ahead and put a score of 1 for the speaker since they are not here. So we'll just give you a minute to just do that. You can put a score of 1 and then we will move on to the next speaker in a minute.
It says that we have to put a minimum number. Do we just put the minimum number
You
in?
can put 1. You can put the number 1. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you so much. And now we are going to be having our next speaker for this afternoon, Jared Weissman. And Jared, the floor is all yours.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for allowing me to present. Recently, I was indoors and I heard someone saying, 50 cal coming out. It was a bit surprise, and the sound that came out after that second I had earbuds and earphones in was almost deafening still, and there was a loud whoosh of air that went by. Now, you might be wondering, was I at some sort of war zone? No, I was actually in Las Vegas at a firearm range that appeals to tourists. Essentially, I'm interested in gun culture overall, gun culture specifically within Las Vegas and connecting it to tourism. So we might not think of tourism being connected to issues of firearms, but it is specifically in terms of Las Vegas. There are several locations that exist. Recently, I decided to go about doing a content analysis on TripAdvisor to look and see what the memorable experiences from tourists that attended were. My first finding was that tourists really appreciated the pre-experience to going to the firing range. They appreciated that they were picked up in a Humvee, which is pictured on the slide, and that they were able to be transported there. And some even commented that the drivers pumped in largely American rock type music, such as Sweet Home Alabama, to make the ride more enjoyable. Second, I found that individuals, although multiple people that posted reviews were individuals that were from out of country and may have no experience with firearms whatsoever, felt very safe while they were doing the experience, and this made it much more memorable. My third finding was that those that attended the range more than once actually demonstrated that they much in more intense descriptions of their experiences. They described the firearms that they utilized. They described specifically how the firearms felt to fire, and they also posed with the firearms themselves. So overall, with this research, it is preliminary, but I hope to expand it and find out if there are other major experiences that connect between gun culture, tourism, and Las Vegas overall. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you so much, Jared, for this presentation. And now we will give the judges a few minutes to just tally up those votes. Okay, as the scores are in, and we are tallying those scores. I have a few things. Wanted to thank you all for joining us here for the preliminary rounds. And thank you to the Graduate College team who have made this 3MT event possible. You may not be able to see them, but there are a lot of people working in the background, making sure that the technical things are working, making sure that people on YouTube are able to see, making sure that the scores are coming in on time and tallying the votes. So round of applause for everyone at the Grad College that is working on the back end to make this event possible. So thank you again. And in just a few moments, we'll be able to announce the winners live in just a few minutes. Judges, thank you so much for submitting that. They got the scores, they're tallying it right now. So thank you again for judging for us tonight. We will be having a few winners with us, and the winners from tonight will be going to the semifinals. So that's really exciting. But in our eyes, you're all winners. You'll be able to get a Rubber Grad Slam t-shirt. And you can get yours during the final reception. And no matter what happens tonight, we want to invite everyone to come to the finals. And the finals will be the semifinals will be on Thursday, on November 7th, from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. and 9 a.m., 11 a.m., and 1:30 p.m. So we're going to have 3 different rounds at the Green Spawn Auditorium. And the finals will be on Friday, November 8th, from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. at the same location. And if you have not already done so, we are going to be adding the link in the chat for you so that you are able to RSVP to come to the event on Friday, to the final event on Friday, which is going to be such a great time, so that you are able to actually see it. So be there, invite your friends. Whether you're competing or not, we really want to encourage you to invite your community so that they can get to see what this great event is all about. And now I know that the moment we were all waiting for is here. I have the scores, and I am going to share the good news. All right, can we get a drum roll? Okay, I'm too excited. Okay, so for tonight, we are going to be moving forward for semifinals. Only 2 people, due to the time that was extended. So the second place is going to be receiving. Oh, I did not mention that earlier, so let me mention that now. The second place winner will be receiving $200, and the second place winner is Grace Buabeng. So congratulations, Grace, on winning second place. We will see you at the semifinals.
Thank you.
Congratulations. And for our first place, we will be receiving $300. Our first place will be Jared Weissman. Congratulations, Jared, on moving forward to the semifinals. Congrats again. We're looking forward to seeing you there. Again, thank you everyone for coming. Thank you to our judges, to the Grad Academy team. And we're looking forward to seeing you at the semifinals on Thursday and also at the finals on Friday. Let us fill that room, and don't forget to RSVP, and we will see you there. Have a great evening, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Thank
Have a
you.
good